On Birdland, Stephen Heckman here for the Baltimore Battery, coming to you with the next episode of the Final Strike podcast. How's everybody doing today on this Memorial Day weekend? Thank you, all applause needed. Everybody's having a wonderful Memorial Day weekend. It is wet, rainy, and gloomy here, but I do want you to make sure you remember what this day is all about. We want to thank our servicemen, our veterans, and our Gold Star families for everything that they've done. Definitely want to make sure that you thank them and remember that without them, we wouldn't have the freedoms that we have today. We wouldn't be where we are today. So make sure you give remembrance to all the veterans who have fallen, all the Gold Star families, and everybody who is a serviceman or woman performing and acting in our military today. It definitely is a good day, and we want to make sure we give a round of applause to them. Anyway, let's get into it. It seems like the baseball gods have actually listened to our prayers from our last episode. We had some gloomy times behind us, and it looks like the Detroit Tigers came to town at the right time. The Orioles took 2-3 in that series. We did lose the second game of a doubleheader. That's all right. Usually it's very hard to sweep a doubleheader, especially, when you're playing the split doubleheader. So it's all right, though. Our offense looked good. Pitching-wise, not too bad. Trevor Rogers, we got to figure out what's going on with him. We might have to have a mysterious pothole appear again in the middle of the parking lot. Baldo Jimenez, anybody? Anyway, but let's get on to it because the Baltimore Orioles have currently won 3 out of 4 after a 13-inning soiree with the Tampa Bay Rays today, in which Colton Cowser, for the second time in 3 games, hit a walk-off home run to secure the victory for the Baltimore Orioles. Now, Couser, who has hit his last and first 3 home runs of the season in the last week, seems to have adjusted something in his swing and is doing something right. He's actually protecting the plate a little bit better in 0-2 counts. The first walk-off home run, he said he tried to shorten his swing up a little bit, trying to put the ball in play, which he did. And both those home runs that he hit in the last 2 games, or 2 of the last 3 games, actually were hit very close to the same place. They were kind of into the right center field gap, closer to center field, but into the right center field area. And they were not just small home runs. They were tagged. So it's good to see Colton Cowser finally starting to get out of his slump because he is definitely a bat that we would need. Also might take playing time away from Tyler O'Neill, who $16 million for a 154 batting average is doing nothing to help us right now. Good thing is he is actually staying on the field, which is something he did not do last year. His defense has not been horrible. His offense, though, might as well just give an automatic out when it comes up to bat because that's about what he's producing for us. Kyle Bradish is looking like the Kyle Bradish of old. He had another quality start today. That's 4 quality starts in his last 6 games. Against Tampa Bay, he pitched an exceptional game today. I must give credit to our bullpen. Nunez, though, I don't think is the answer for the closer role at this time. Not sure what's going on with Helsley, why he was not summoned today. Seemed a little bit odd in that situation. Don't ask me what's going on there. I'll have to look into that unless he's still not active from the IL. That's the only thing I can think of. I do remember he is on the IL, but fill-in part, I might go with Rico Garcia at this time. I just don't think Nunez has got the moxie for it. He's got a great pitching arsenal, but maybe setup, just not closer role. I don't know who is viable for the closer role outside of Tyler Wells. Tyler Wells has closed before in the past. Tyler Wells does have a good arsenal, and Tyler Wells is built for that pressure. Remember, he did start for a few years for us, and before that, he was out of the bullpen and closed a few times for us. So putting Tyler Wells in that role might be the answer to what we need to do while Helsley is still out. So I thought recently they had Helsley on the taxi squad. I really did. I could be wrong at that, but I really thought they had him on the taxi squad. Could be wrong. Don't know. But anyway, Our next problem is figuring out what's going on with Gunner. I mean, he did hit a home run the other day, so yeah, that's good. And he did have a 3-for-4 game, but he is striking out way too many times. And that that strikeout number is concerning because, Mike Bordick said it best is he's going up there and he's swinging for the fences nearly every single time he's at bat. And it's true. You look at him swinging the bat. It's not a gradual, gentle spring. Now he has brought his batting average up to 223 last I saw. Let's see what he did in today's game because um, I don't want to go out on a moxie box here on my soapbox and not finish knowing what I'm talking about. But yeah, 0 for 5. He only struck out once today. He did have an RBI on a sac fly, but I just he's down to 221, which is great. So he's brought his average up over the 197 mark he fell to. Now, in his rookie season, it was about this time that he took off and went on a tear. So maybe he's just a slow start to the season, and that's what he's going to do now, which would be great because his bat waking up would be huge too. Him and Colton Cowser waking up would be exceptionally great because you got Adley Rutschman, who's been pretty good, Basilio, who's been pretty good as of late. Pete Alonso's bat seems to be coming around. I mean, Jackson Holliday's bat, we're getting healthy. Jeremiah Jackson's been pretty good. Leonid Tavares has been pretty good. So we're getting a lot of production from a lot of different people right now, and we're getting healthy. And that's the important thing. We get this lineup healthy. We can do a lot of things. 1 through 9, this lineup is not a slacked lineup. That's the thing people have to remember. 1 through 9. And, that's even without Jordan Westburg in it, who unfortunately is out for the year. You add Jordan Westburg back to this lineup, and that just makes this lineup that much better. But I digress. We're without him for the year, so it doesn't matter. Nothing we can do about it. I just would like to see more. And right now, I think Paul O'Neill is a sandbag because he's doing nothing to help us. I mean, he has 1 home run on the season. He's doing nothing to help us. You can't sit there and bat a guy who is. Did he even play today? Yeah, he's 154 batting average. He was 1 for 2 before Couser came in. Couser went 1 for 4 with a strikeout. Couser's actually batting 200. Not that that's much better, but at least Couser's winning games with hits. I mean, I can give him credit on that aspect. He's winning games with hits. If he's going to win games with hits, why not play the guy, right? Plus, his defense seems to be a little bit better as of late. I don't know. That $16 million for a guy hitting 154 just drives me crazy. And we're stuck with him next year, too, unless we find somebody to pick him up. And even if we cut him, we still own that $16 million. That's the bad thing. So, you cut him and you eat $16 million this year and $16 million next year. So you're stuck eating $32 million no matter what. It's the thing in baseball. Baseball contracts are guaranteed. So make what you will of it. We're stuck with Tyler O'Neill. I really do want Dylan Beavers to hurry up and get back because the one thing about Dylan Beavers is he might not have been hitting as well as he was this year, but he has a very good eye and a very good patience at the strike zone. So he's like, I don't want to say Tyler Ward, but he's close to how Ward is at the plate, where he is going to protect the strike zone. He will strike out from time to time, but he will protect that strike zone also. And that's a positive and a plus because with somebody that young and capable of understanding the strike zone, he will draw his fair share of walks too. And that's something Adley Rutschman's good at. He's drawing his fair share of walks when he's up at bat. So we can get Dylan Beavers back. I think this is going to add to our outfield, and we can finally get Wilson down out of the lineup. And I know some people are a fan of his, and I know he hit a home run the other day, but I don't like the guy up here. I would prefer, have Beavers back, Blaze Alexander and Jackson Holliday in the infield, keep that. And then you have Beavers and Couser and Leota Tavares in the outfield. I think that gives us a strong outfield with Ward, in left field. So, you rotate Tavares, Couser, and Beavers. And every few days you can put Ward at DH and, have one of them play in left field. The thing I like to see is we're actually stealing a lot more bases. If you look today, I know we were thrown out more today, but we have Tavares got his fifth stolen base, but Alexander and Henderson both were caught stealing. Harris did have a fielding error, unfortunately. But, I mean, we collected 12 hits, which is great. Our offense scored 4 runs in the 13th inning. We had a pretty good game all around. Dietrich Enns came in once again, but, I mean, Wolfram, Cano, and Rico Garcia are the only ones who did not give up any runs. Tyler Wells gave up 3 runs, but only 1 was earned. Same with Enns, 2 runs, only 1 was earned. So, the bullpen, I don't know, we got to figure out what to do with the bullpen because the bullpen lately has been giving up way too many runs, and it's just not feasible. You can't hand the game over to the bullpen and the bullpen blow it every single time. Kyle Bradish pitched a hell of a game. 6 innings, 5 hits, gave up the 1 earned run, had 2 base on balls and 3 strikeouts. So he wasn't trying to blow the ball past anybody today. He was just trying to pitch his game, and that's what he did. He ended up with 92 pitches, 59 strikes. So he had 33 balls. It's pretty good accuracy. I'll take that any day. 6 innings, less than 3 runs, another quality start. Bradish is starting to look like the Bradish of old, and we need that. Now, if Shane Baz can come out tomorrow and pitch like he pitched last time against Tampa Bay, I think we're in luck for another good game. And that's the thing I love about playing Tampa Bay. It is a punch for punch game. Tampa Bay and us have a great rivalry with each other where we are, we'll root for the other team when we're playing other teams, but when we play each other, it's a knockdown, drag 'em out punch fest. One team scores, the other team scores back. It's never a blowout. Very few times is it a blowout. So that is a good thing about Tampa Bay. We match up very well with them and definitely don't matter if where we play. Now, I'd love to sweep them here since they swept us out in Tampa Bay, but you know how it is, right? Because it's telling me it's time to move on to a new subject. I don't know. Anyways, Baltimore Orioles still have another 2 games with Tampa Bay before I think we play the Yankees next, if I'm correct. Could be. Yeah, we play. Excuse me. We play Tampa Bay 2 more games. We're off, and then. Oh, I gotta get down to the right schedule. Baltimore. Here we go. Looking at the wrong schedule. Looking at Tampa Bay's schedule. If I Tampa Bay, then we welcome Toronto for a 4-game stretch before we have off next Monday. So revenge on Toronto is what we need. Going to be another knockout game, knockout hard series because we play Toronto pretty well too. Toronto plays us well. Excuse me. And it's Star Wars weekend too there. So starting Friday, they're going to do Star Wars weekends. They're going to have giveaways. Going to do a poster. They're going to do a T-shirt, and they're going to do a bobblehead of Jordan Westford. So me and Jared are supposed to be there, so you can look for us. Say hi. Come get a picture with us. Be fun. It's funny how winning fixes everything. I still see people calling for Mike Elias's head. I don't think we need to go that far. I don't think we need to go far as seeing Alvarez because at this point, it's the time of year where we can still turn things around. There's a lot of baseball left. If we end up fighting for a wild card and you're close to making a wild card, I don't think you can really be upset with how the year turns out, especially with a lot of the moves that we made. Now, getting some people signed this offseason is going to be a big thing. Maybe extending a few more people and possibly getting a GM in place is going to be a big deal. We definitely are going to need to get quality starting pitcher. The way Trevor Rogers is pitching, I don't know if he's going to be brought back if this continues. I mean, that's 6 bad starts in a row, 7 bad starts in a row. And you just can't allow him to continue to pitch like this because he's going out there and it's becoming a guaranteed loss. He can't put batters away. And it's funny, you know, Ben McDonald said the other day that, he's not pitching as bad as his numbers are saying. He just can't figure out what is wrong. And I'm sitting there as I've watched him pitch. I'm really shocked Ben McDonald hasn't picked up on the fact that Trevor Rogers' mechanics are all over the place. Like, he doesn't continue to follow through the same way on his pitches. As he falls off the mound, he never falls off the same way. And, they said they're looking for signs to see if he's giving things away. But as he falls off the mound, you kind of can tell what the pitch is going to do. His sweeper comes so far inside when he falls off the mound that it generally is going to be a ball. Whereas if he could stay on the mound and complete it, it's going to come in another 2 inches and stay in the strike zone. Unfortunately, the way he's falling off the mound, it's coming so far out of the strike zone, it's generally a ball. Or it comes across the middle of the plate because he's not snapping as hard and it's going to be hit. So his biggest issue right now is he hasn't developed a way to get that out pitch. His fastball only sits about 93 to 95. He's not a power pitcher. He's a secondary pitcher guy, and he uses his secondary pitches to set up his fastball. His fastball is deceptively, it looks fast, but it's not. And that's the thing. His secondary pitches right now, everybody seems to have picked up on, and a lot of it has to do with the way he's coming off the mound. And when I was watching him in the game against Detroit the other day, he never fell off the mound the same way with the same pitch. And that it's a little, if you're not paying attention to it, you're not going to notice it. And I'm really shocked Ben McDonald hasn't picked up on it, being a former pitcher. I'm surprised the pitching coaches haven't picked up on it because it might be such a subtle, minute thing, but a pitcher not being able to repeat their rotation, repeat their mechanics, will cause a lot of issues. He's got to get back to what he was doing in the first 3 games of the season where he got his 3 quality starts. And I don't know what changed that forced him to alter his mechanics. And that's what it looks like. He's altered his mechanics. And whether that's to compensate for the sweeper or not, he's altered it. But right now, I'd be out there throwing my first and second best pitches continuously and challenging batters to hit it. And if your sweeper and your knuckle curver each your best pitches, I'd make them my primary pitches. I'd have the fastball as the 3rd or 4th pitch and maybe my out pitch, because if you come at them with the junk pitch, you're going to keep them off guard, because if I'm projecting this right, your level 1 is more of a dart, I guess, whereas level 2, you get a little bit higher. So, as you build up, certain things start to happen that, you aren't in control of, and that might be a good thing at this point, but they're literally taking control and showing you there's a better way to do this and a better way for man to do this. So in a similar aspect, that's what you're looking for. You're looking for somebody to be here and branch out. And I can't see how they're missing this. If I can see it so often, why can Ben McDonald, why can Jim Palmer, why can't the pitching coaches see it? And it's a minute detail. He's not repeating his windup. And because of that, his sweeper, his curveball, his sinker, his changeup are all floating inside or veering inside to the point that he's walking batters at a higher rate. He's not getting batters to swing because they already know where these pitches are going. And it's all in a matter of the way he's falling off the mound. If he might have to move over on the rubber instead of standing on the rubber the way he is, because when you have that problem, the simplest solution is to move over on the rubber. It'll save you those 2 or 3 inches from when the ball starts to come in. And those 2 or 3 inches are the difference between a ball and strike. Baseball is like football. It's a game of inches. Got to be in the right place at the right time for it to happen. So onwards to Tampa Bay. We play again tomorrow and the next day. And then we will, like I said, we will welcome Toronto for a 4-game series, which is great. And that should wrap up our homestand before we have our next day off, which is great. So I hope you all have a safe and wonderful Memorial Day. Thank you. I hope you all remember to thank a veteran for their service and for what they've done for us. I also want to give a big shout out to the Baltimore Battery. Without the Baltimore Battery, we would not be here. So give a big shout out to them. Don't forget to check out the BaltimoreBattery.com for some new articles. Be on the lookout for the Baltimore Battery mailbag, which should be coming out in the next day or two. Also, don't forget to check out the Prospect Profiles by Zach. So keep your eyes peeled for that. You can also visit our website at www.thebaltimorebattery.com, where you can find us on TikTok and Facebook at the Baltimore Battery, which is the @ symbol, and then the Be More Battery. TikTok and X, formerly of Twitter. You can also find me on all social media platforms, or predominantly all Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at SRJ Heckman. That's SRJ and then my last name. Thank you very much. I appreciate you to like, share, and follow. Excuse me, if you are on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. We want to start going live there as well, and eventually we want to do giveaways. So once we are able to get live there, we can do some giveaways. Also, I want to give a big shout out. A little bit late there. I want to give a big shout out to Scooters for Rent, our sponsor, which is now Advanced Mobility Solution. If you're ever in the Maryland, Delaware area, you're looking for mobility products from mobility scooters to wheelchairs, which are manual, handicap electric, or the beach wheelchairs that are manual, or the lift chairs, recliners, give them a call. Tell them Stephen from the Final Strike sent you. Phone number is 302-280-6203. And last but not least, I want to give a big shout out to you all. Without you all, definitely wouldn't be here. We're on 4 years of doing this, so I want to give a big shout out to you all. Thank you all so very much. Definitely appreciate it. Give you a round of applause there. And until next time, Birdland, please keep cheering on the O's. Lord knows we need all the help we can get. And peace out. Keep that beer cold.